Woman, this is the moment you have been waiting for years. Your identity has not been hidden, only crafted. Now is the time for you to recognize your true power, embrace it, and bring it to the world. This is your time. Rise up and step up. Ladies, there is a stirring in this generation. For too long, many have walked beneath their potential, uncertain of their true identity. Yet deep inside your spirit, you sense it. This is not the end, but a beginning. You were created with a divine assignment that no one else can replicate. Your gifts, your voice, your influence, these are not accidents. They are intentional deposits of heaven placed within you. Every woman carries within her a distinct design. Nothing about your personality, your talents, your instincts, or even your struggles has been left to chance. When we talk about identity and purpose, we are not speaking about something that can be borrowed from someone else. It is something planted deep inside you before you were even aware of yourself. Many people move through life imitating others or chasing trends, but the first step to unleashing your true potential is to pause and recognize who you already are. This recognition is not an ego-driven exercise, but a discovery process. It means asking questions such as, what do I naturally feel drawn to? What problems do I feel compelled to solve? What activities make me feel most alive? These are clues, small but powerful, that point to the blueprint of your calling. Identity is the foundation of everything else. If you don't know who you are, you will always undervalue what you carry. That undervaluing shows up in how you make decisions, how you allow others to treat you, and what you believe is possible for your future. Without a clear sense of identity, even the greatest opportunities can be missed because you cannot see yourself as worthy of them. That is why every journey of empowerment begins with self-awareness. Take time to learn about your strengths, your weaknesses, your values, and your passions. Write them down, study them, and begin to build a picture of the person you were designed to be. This is not self-help hype. It is self-education. The more you understand yourself, the more accurately you can steer your life. Purpose grows out of identity like fruit grows out of a tree. A tree does not struggle to produce fruit once it is healthy and rooted in the right soil. It simply produces what it was created to produce. In the same way, when you understand your identity, your purpose becomes clearer. You stop trying to do everything and start focusing on the things that match your assignment. This focus saves time, energy, and emotional pain. It also attracts the right people and opportunities because your life begins to radiate clarity. People can sense when someone knows where they are going, and they are drawn to that kind of direction. Discovering your purpose also gives you resilience. Without purpose, setbacks feel like personal failures. With purpose, setbacks become lessons and redirections. You begin to see challenges as part of your training rather than evidence of your inadequacy. You stop comparing your path to others because you understand that your race is unique. You also gain courage to make hard choices, to say no to things that don't align with your values, and to stand firm when others doubt you. Purpose acts as an anchor. Even when storms come, you know why you are holding on and where you are heading. This is especially important for women because society often tries to define you before you define yourself. You are told what roles you can or cannot fill, how you should behave, and what your worth is. If you accept those definitions without question, you live under limits that were never meant for you. But if you take the time to explore your God-given identity and purpose, you gain the ability to filter external voices. You become less reactive to criticism and more responsive to conviction. You stop living to prove something and start living to fulfill something. The process is not instant. Identity and purpose are like precious stones hidden in the ground. They must be unearthed with patience and care. Sometimes it involves revisiting painful experiences and extracting the lessons they left behind. Sometimes it requires mentors, books, or environments that challenge your thinking. It always requires honesty. You cannot embrace your true self while clinging to false versions of yourself created for acceptance or survival. But as you peel away those layers, you will uncover a self that feels both new and familiar. The real you who has been waiting to emerge. When you reach that point, something powerful happens. Confidence is no longer a performance. It becomes a natural state. Decisions become simpler because they are measured against your purpose. Relationships become healthier because you are no longer desperate for validation. Work becomes more meaningful because it expresses your true gifts. And perhaps most importantly, you begin to inspire others just by being yourself. You model what it looks like to live authentically, and in doing so you give permission for others to do the same. Identity and purpose are not luxuries, they are necessities. They shape how you think, how you act, and how you impact the world. The sooner you invest in discovering them, the sooner you begin to live with clarity, focus, and power. This is the starting point of every transformation. Before any unveiling of your gifts, before any elevation to new levels of influence, you must know who you are and why you are here. When you anchor yourself in that truth, no opinion, obstacle, or delay can permanently hold you back. You move from existing to living, from drifting to directing, and from questioning your worth to walking in it. This is the first and most important step toward the unveiling of your true power. Seasons of preparation are often the most misunderstood periods of life. They feel like waiting rooms, like being hidden behind a curtain while others are already on the stage. Yet, in reality, they are not wasted time, they are sacred classrooms. Just as a seed must stay underground to develop roots before it can sprout, you too are sometimes kept in places of obscurity, so that your foundation becomes strong enough to hold the weight of your future. These seasons can feel long and uneventful, but they are full of silent shaping, building qualities that will sustain you when the world finally sees you. During preparation, the focus is not on public recognition, but on internal development. Skills are being refined, character is being formed, and vision is being clarified. It is in these hidden times that you learn patience, self-control, discipline, and consistency. Without these, success can destroy rather than elevate. Many people long to be seen and celebrated quickly, but without the necessary preparation, they are unready for the challenges that come with visibility. Preparation seasons teach you how to manage pressure, how to handle criticism, how to stay focused on principles rather than applause. They turn raw potential into mature ability. Think of great leaders, inventors, or reformers throughout history. Most of them spent years out of the public eye, learning, failing, recalibrating, and gaining wisdom. It is in private that you practice, make mistakes, and develop resilience. In public, you are expected to deliver. The hidden place is where you are allowed to be a student without the spotlight. This is why you should not despise small beginnings or quiet times. They are not a sign that you are forgotten. They are a sign that you are being prepared for something significant. Another vital part of these seasons is clarity of vision. When you are away from noise and distraction, you are better able to hear your own thoughts and refine your purpose. You can test your ideas, research, develop skills, and build systems without the constant demand to perform. This is where your calling becomes sharper. You start to see not just what you want to do, but why you want to do it, and how it can be done with excellence. By the time you emerge, you are not simply talented, you are trained, strategic, and purposeful. Preparation also involves the shaping of character. Skills can open doors, but character keeps you in the room. Integrity, humility, empathy, and courage are often forged in places where no one is watching. When you remain faithful and diligent in small tasks, you are building habits that will sustain you in larger responsibilities. If you cut corners, compromise your values, or rush the process just to be seen, you weaken your own foundation. The weight of influence can crush an unprepared person. The time spent developing your inner life ensures that when you step into greater visibility, you do not lose yourself. These seasons are also opportunities to develop relationships that are authentic rather than opportunistic. When you are not yet in the spotlight, the people who support you tend to be those who truly believe in your potential. They become allies, mentors, and friends who will help you stay grounded later. This network built in obscurity can be one of your greatest assets in times of success because it is built on trust, not convenience. It is natural to feel impatient when it seems like nothing is happening. You may look at others and wonder why their doors are opening while yours remain closed. But growth cannot be compared. Every person's timeline is different. A tree planted in fertile soil may take years before bearing fruit. But when it does, its yield is abundant and lasting. Trust that your preparation time is tailored for you. The lessons you are learning now are equipping you for specific challenges and opportunities ahead. If you can shift your perspective and see preparation as a gift, your attitude will change. Instead of resentment, you will develop gratitude. Instead of passivity, you will cultivate diligence. You will study, practice, and sharpen your abilities. You will read, observe, and listen. You will take responsibility for your growth rather than waiting for someone else to recognize you. In doing so, you transform waiting into training and delay into development. When the time of unveiling arrives, you will not be scrambling to get ready. You will already be ready. Opportunities will find you prepared. You will step into them with confidence, not fear, because you have been tested in private. The quiet work you did will speak loudly. The habits you formed will sustain you. The character you built will guide you. What once felt like obscurity will be revealed as the very thing that made you strong. Seasons of preparation are not a pause in your destiny. They are the path to it. If you embrace them fully, they will deliver you into your future not half, formed but whole, capable and worthy of the trust that influence requires. True power is often misunderstood. Many people equate it with position, dominance, or control, but that kind of power is fragile. It rises and falls with circumstances and can be taken away as quickly as it is given. Real power is rooted in responsibility. It is the capacity to influence outcomes, shape environments, and uplift others without losing your integrity or sense of purpose. When a woman discovers this, she stops striving to prove herself, and instead begins to steward what she has been entrusted with. This shift from proving to stewarding is what separates fleeting success from lasting impact. Power without responsibility can be dangerous. It becomes self-serving, manipulative, and ultimately destructive. You can see examples of this in leaders who rise quickly but fall just as fast because they misuse their platform. Responsibility transforms power into a tool for building rather than breaking. It means recognizing that the gifts, resources, and influence you hold are not just for your benefit, but also for the benefit of others. It is about asking, how can what I have make life better for someone else? How can my skills solve a problem, open a door, or create an opportunity? This mindset elevates your leadership and earns respect far beyond titles or accolades. Another dimension of power with responsibility is self-mastery. Before you can lead others, you must lead yourself. That means managing your emotions, disciplining your thoughts, and aligning your actions with your values. Self-mastery is the quiet backbone of every great leader. Without it, power leaks out in impulsive decisions, inconsistent behavior, and fractured relationships. With it, your influence becomes steady and trustworthy. People are drawn to stability and clarity. When they see you consistently exercising self-control and principle-based decision-making, they feel safe to follow your lead. Service is also at the heart of responsible power. True leaders are not driven by a hunger for recognition, but by a desire to serve. This does not mean you diminish yourself or ignore your needs. It means you use your strength to elevate others. In practice, this might look like mentoring younger women, advocating for fairness in your workplace, or building initiatives that empower communities. Service is not weakness. It is one of the strongest demonstrations of authority. It shows that you understand the weight of what you carry and that you value the people connected to your assignment. When a woman wields power with responsibility, she also becomes a custodian of legacy. Her impact outlives her because she builds systems, trains others, and sets standards that continue after she moves on. This is very different from seeking short-term applause. Applause fades, but legacy multiplies. It turns individual achievement into collective advancement. This requires patience and foresight, but the return is immeasurable. The work you do today can create opportunities for generations to come if it is built on integrity and intentionality. Another crucial aspect of this keynote is understanding boundaries. Power does not mean saying yes to everything or everyone. Responsible power recognizes limitations and prioritizes wisely. You cannot pour into others if you are empty. You cannot lead well if you are burned out. Setting healthy boundaries protects your ability to keep giving. It also teaches others to respect your time, energy, and purpose. This self-respect is part of stewardship. It ensures that your influence remains sustainable. Finally, power with responsibility brings freedom. When you know who you are and why you are doing what you do, you are no longer trapped by comparison or competition. You do not need to undermine others to rise. You can celebrate someone else's success without feeling threatened because you are secure in your lane. This creates a culture of collaboration rather than rivalry. In such an environment, everyone grows, and the collective impact is far greater than what any individual could accomplish alone. All of this begins with a mindset shift. Instead of asking, "How much power can I get?" ask, "How well can I handle the power I already have?" Instead of seeking control, seek understanding. Instead of chasing recognition, build character. When you do this, power ceases to be a burden or a performance. It becomes a channel through which your values, vision, and purpose flow into the world. It becomes not just something you hold, but something you embody. And when that happens, your influence deepens, your credibility strengthens, and your life begins to reflect the very change you hope to see in others. This is the essence of power with responsibility, transformative, sustainable, and deeply aligned with who you are meant to be. Every unfolding of destiny has an appointed time. Nothing significant in life truly happens by accident. It emerges out of timing, preparation, and alignment. When you understand this, you stop living in anxiety and begin to live with expectation. The appointed time is not simply a date on a calendar. It is a season when conditions inside you and around you reach maturity. A fruit picked before it ripens is sour, but when it stays on the tree until the right moment, its flavor is full and its nourishment complete. In the same way, when you step into your next level at the right time, you arrive with the character, skills, and clarity necessary to sustain it. Patience is not passivity. Waiting for the appointed time is active waiting, developing, learning, building habits, deepening relationships, and sharpening your understanding. It is also a test of trust. You are learning to trust the process and to trust that your preparation is not wasted. This kind of patience prevents you from forcing doors open before you are ready. When you push for opportunities prematurely, you may find yourself overwhelmed or even harmed by what you thought you wanted. But when you allow time to do its work, you walk into new spaces with confidence rather than fear. Alignment is just as important as patience. The appointed time often meets you at the intersection of preparation and opportunity. If you are not aligned with your values, if your lifestyle contradicts your calling, or if your habits do not support your vision, you may miss the window that was meant for you. This is why you must keep refining yourself during the waiting season. Ask yourself whether your current choices match the future you're expecting. Discipline your mind, your schedule, and your environment so that when the right moment arrives, you can recognize it and respond to it without hesitation. Another crucial part of embracing the appointed time is discernment. Not every open door is your door, and not every invitation is meant to be accepted. Discernment grows out of quietness, reflection, and a willingness to listen. In a world full of noise and distractions, making space to hear your inner convictions is vital. This helps you separate genuine opportunities from distractions designed to delay or dilute your impact. Discernment allows you to move with precision, not just speed, when the time to act finally comes. This understanding also frees you from comparison. When you see others stepping into their opportunities, you don't have to feel left behind. Their season does not diminish yours. It simply means their timing has arrived. Comparing your process to someone else's can create frustration and impatience that leads to poor decisions. Instead, celebrate others while staying faithful to your own preparation. Like different flowers bloom in different months, each destiny unfolds on its own schedule. When your time comes, it will be clear, and nothing and no one can block it. Embracing the appointed time also calls for courage. When the season shifts and your moment arrives, you must be ready to act boldly. Opportunity without action is lost potential. Some people spend years preparing but freeze when the door finally opens because they are still doubting themselves. This is why self-belief, knowledge, and practice are essential in your waiting season. By the time you are called forward, you have rehearsed, studied, and strengthened yourself so that boldness feels natural. You can step up, speak out, and lead because you are not guessing. You are ready. Finally, understanding the appointed time brings peace. You no longer feel frantic about the future because you know that life has a rhythm and that your steps are ordered. You do what you can today: learn, work, serve, grow, and you trust that the right doors will open when the season shifts. This peace keeps your heart steady and your mind clear. It protects you from bitterness and burnout, and it allows you to enjoy the journey as much as the destination. The appointed time is not about magic. It is about maturity. It is the convergence of who you have become and what you have been called to do. When that moment comes, you will not have to force it. You will simply walk into it, carrying the wisdom of your preparation and the confidence of your alignment. And as you do, your influence will expand naturally, your impact will deepen, and your life will bear fruit that lasts. That is the power of moving in season, not too early, not too late, but right on time. You have walked through identity, preparation, power, and timing. All of these are not separate ideas, they are parts of one journey. First, you discover who you are and why you were created. Then, you allow yourself to be prepared in hidden seasons so that your roots go deep. Next, you embrace power as stewardship rather than dominance, choosing to serve, uplift, and build. Finally, you learn to trust the appointed time, moving when preparation and opportunity meet. Now the pieces are coming together. This is not just motivation, it is a call to action. You are being invited to rise above limitation, to leave behind imitation and fear, and to live as the authentic, prepared, responsible, and timely woman you were designed to be. The unveiling of your true power is not about applause, but about assignment. It is about becoming the answer to a need, the solution to a problem, the light in a place of darkness. So lift your head and step forward with clarity. Guard your identity, embrace your preparation, handle your power with responsibility, and move with courage when your time arrives. If you will do these things, no obstacle can hold you back, and no delay can deny you. You will not only step into your season, you will thrive in it. The time has come. Rise and walk in the fullness of who you are.